Will you trust your less lethal against a grizzly bear? Found out next at the Jackson Report. No, I'm joking. I wish I had that type of voice to do broadcasting news. But anyway, this is weird. Many people don't know I live, not telling you where I live, but I live in the KC area. And KC area is huge. Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas is metropolitan cities. But anyway, there's a city called Grandview, where a bear has been sighted in this area, and apparently a bear has been shown in the area where I do martial arts in, and went to a Taco Bell during the dumpster. So apparently this bear has been taking a life of its own, like for a week and some change. This is crazy, is that not only the bear has been seen and some Ring doorbell apparently is going from town to town and scaring the village and robbing and stealing people's cars and getting tequila at the local liquor store or Patron. I mean, it's funny. It's funny because it's a running joke. Like, oh, you see the bear when you came, or be careful, don't go to the gas station. The bear can jump out. That's kind of funny, but all jokes aside, will you trust your less lethal against a bear? And a lot of you, I think Greg, if I'm correct, from East Coast, less lethal, he lived in a wooded area, and I think he may have talked about, facing coyotes, when he does, I don't know. I would not trust a pepper ball. I mean, I would not trust a kinetic against a bear. Now, bears, if you really study the scheme of bears just trying to, get food, and really, to be honest, we're going to more their habitat. But anyway, they're just trying to survive. If you don't bother it ain't gonna bother you. But maybe there is a bear that has that love man flesh. That's going and going after human beings. This is the one time I would definitely change your lineup. If you had no other choice and you do not have a car to get away, I would definitely trust pepper ball. And unless you'll get shot in the face, and that's if you have nothing else. But I would not pretend that I'm going to take my burner and I'm going to take down a grizzly bear like it's the what's the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where he got attacked by a bear. I don't know if I trust my skill set against a bear, especially standing up. But God help me if that was all I had. But knowing me, I would never just trust my less lethal. That, unless I'm just trying to scare it off my property, and I can close doors, I hit him with pepper ball, and eventually that will get in his orifices, and it's going to get away from it, like probably an animal. But man, I don't know if you got anybody or any video. I think I saw a video of a guy hit. He was up on his property and the bear was down, I think going through his garden, and he or she shot it with a pepper spray. Now there are literally bear spray, I guess, shoot from a distance. So I would definitely, from that standpoint, go pepper spray, pepper ball, but if it's between you and me, a dead bear is unless there's any other way. I don't know. I don't have the research and the knowledge where, I'm pretty sure that my 22 LR would do something. I'd like to fancy myself. I'm a okay shot, especially if I hit in the face. But with adrenaline moving, do you really trust? That's a 9. Probably would do the job, but you would hit that bear maybe 12 times, but he may hit you one swipe, and one look, one touch is all it takes. I would hate. I hit Yogi the bear, with my 22 or my 9 12 times, and it may die, but it probably gonna get me one time, unless I'm a dead eye and I can hit them in the face. Now, if this is the AR-15, that's different, or a shotgun. I don't know. That's a good research. What will you do? Will you hit them with less lethal? I would think less lethal to get them off my property. And then eventually, if I have a property, I will, put some defense mechanism like wire fences to protect my property. Coyote, sure, I'm pretty sure if you try to scare off your property, it'll do the job. Or a fox, it'll do the job. You're less lethal. But a bear, I don't know. If anybody got experience, please let me know. Because I am curious. Please leave a comment if you trust your less lethal, and you have done less lethal to take down Yogi the bear or whatever. On a funny note, to end this video, do you remember that movie a couple years ago? It was a horror movie, but it was a horror comedy movie where the bear was killing people, and it was just going around, it was like a serial killer bear. But I think the real truth is, or the legend is, the bear did try to kill some humans or kill some humans and then eventually killed it. And if I remember, it's in some type of like amusement park, like, you know, a small little town. Like, here's the bear that attacked people and they got stuff. Like, I think it was a brown bear. But who knows when it comes to wise tale, you know, people can make anything up and try to, you know, get a little money. Say, hey, this is the bear that, you know, that fight a snake, or here's the dog that, you know, defended fight 12 humans. You know, I think they call it carny salesman. You know, like the old circus. Barnum and Bailey, you remember those type of things, and them old 120 years stuff. Like, you know, this is the human person or the bearded lady. And for the record, those are kind of a no-no today's standard, but those were different times. But anyway, once again, will you trust your less lethal against the bear? So leave a comment and tell me if you have any experience. All right, guys, have a good one.